when it goes, this man is still alive, and he fucking takes the guy, chat, because he starts doing a voice that's like, I'm not dead. And it's like, that's obviously Arnold trying to do like a little voice. He's like, this man's alive. He's like, move. And he fucking throws this bloated corpse over his shoulders, chat, and just starts like fucking like a linebacker running at all these people, just hitting them all over. Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I wanted to let you know not only do I create content in my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single-player games, multiplayer games. I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon, where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video.
The last action hero. The big ticket for '93.
I'll be back. Ha! You did not gonna say that, did you?
That's what you always say.
I do?
But chat, let's go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty details of Last Action Hero, chat. We are starting out, chat. There's a storm a-brewing, rain pouring, thunder cracking, and lightning, and all that stuff. And all these cars, all of the police force, chat, of the LAPD, all right, is arriving at this one location. There is a hostage situation, chat, and they gotta call in the best of the best of the best to take down whoever this son of a bitch is. He has kidnapped, chat, and is holding hostage the brightest, blue-eyed, blondest Aryan children you have ever seen, chat. And it's like, you goddamn well know the LAPD is they're gonna stop whatever they're fucking doing to save some very blonde white children. I was like, let's get over there, chat. Everyone's getting out of their cars. Everyone's setting up a fucking perimeter. And who do we see? Who's the person that steps out of the first police cruiser, chat? The angry black police sergeant, chat. And he's already screaming. He's screaming so loud, chat, that this guy constantly stumbles over his dialogue throughout the course of the film. Like, he'll just kind of trail off and he'll be like, nothing. He'll just come, he'll save himself, and he'll come back and just start screaming more. But he's very upset, chat. He knows that he has to save all these very blonde-haired, blue-eyed Aryan children from this hostage taker, chat, who looks like looks like Schmeagol, chat, but not like Gollum Schmeagol. He looks like kind of the in-between stage. Remember, like, you had, like, in the beginning of Return of the King, chat, you saw the origins of Schmeagol, and Schmeagol was hanging out with his friend Deagle, and Deagle found the ring, and they fought over the ring, chat, and Schmeagol choked the shit out of Deagle. But then you had, like, that in-between period, chat, from, like, that 400 years time, when you had that in-between stage of regular Schmeagol, then Gollum Schmeagol, and then just fucking Gollum. That's what this guy looks like, Chad. He's like that in-between stage. He's just not looking good, Chad. He's got like weird, just like an excess amount of flesh around his eyes, and he's gaunt at the same time. Really fucked up teeth. This looks weird, chat. So he's kind of like, he's like a more robust Schmeagol, all right? And he's holding all these Aryan kids hostage. And they're like, I don't know how the fuck we're going to save all these Aryan children, but don't worry, chat. Fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger is on the scene, chat. Except he's not Arnold, chat. He's John Slater, the LAPD's best, chat. And he's just fucking hopping from cruiser to police cruiser, chat, making his presence known. And the police sergeant, the chief, he's like, I don't need you here, Arnold, okay? We got this situation handled, all right? And Arnold's like, he's doing those Arnold speak, chat. It's like a mixture of Austrian and English. It's a lot of word vomit there, but you can get every other word that he's saying. And he says, like, I'm here for a good reason, Chief, okay? There's a personal reason. And I gotta go up and save those blonde-haired, blue Aryan children. And he's like, no, don't do that. Someone stop him. And Arnold just fucking picks this one guy up from the balls, and throws him up over his head. It's like, whoa, that's crazy. Dogs, I think of the 10 minis, so a neck of the crimson variety, yes. Never Arnold sounds. Just, all the Arnold sounds, chat. Thank you, Dark Slayer. Oh, and so he busted in this building, chat, and he fucking makes his way up there, and he confronts, chat, Thick Schmeagol. And Thick Schmeagol, chat, he has taken one of these Aryan children. He's holding this very elaborate-looking medieval axe, chat, to this little blonde boy's neck. And he's like, I knew you'd come, Slater. I knew you couldn't resist saving your son. My God, chat, one of the blonde-haired, blue-eyed Aryan children happens to be the son, chat. the seed of his loins. The kid. The kid's that one of the Arnold's kids. And Arnold's like, you got to drop him. He's like, I don't think so. I don't think so. You got to drop every goddamn weapon you have. And Arnold he takes out his big old giant Colt 45 chair, throws on the ground. And is it Jack Slater? I'm pretty sure it's Jack. Whatever. Jack Slater, fine. Jack, John, it's all Jay Slater. John, no, thank you for the corrections. That's why you guys are here. You got to correct me when I'm wrong, so thank you, Deadpool. Thank you. Props to you. May the wings of liberty and others of feather you're shaking the pillars of heaven as we speak. Salute and cheers to you. That's some good whiskey. So, he's like, John Slater, drop all your weapons. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, he just stops dropping weapons. She's like, I know you better than that. Jack, not John, Jack. Take out more of your weapons. And so Jack Slater, he just starts throwing all these weapons out, chat. I mean, he has like 5 guns on him, has all this shit. It's absolutely insane. And then he finally takes out a nightship, and he takes out one more thing. It's a grenade. He's like, coming over prepared as always, aren't you, Jack? And he fucking unpins it, and he goes, oh, come on, Jack. You're not gonna, yeah, I know you want to kill me. I know. But you're not going to blow up your own son and all these wonderful blue-eyed, blonde-haired Aryan children are all just like, I don't care. And he fucking throws the grenade right towards his son, and he's like, look at this. Look at this. I was like, what the fuck, Dad? And it's like, go ahead, little Arnold Jr., pick that up. And so little Arnold Jr., he picks it up, chat, and Arnold and the kid looks at Arnold and he goes, do it now, do it, kill him. And he goes, and he turns it around, chat. It's not a live grenade, it's a knife, because there's a button on the back and a big fucking hawk of knives comes out. And he takes the knife and goes, and he just starts stabbing Thick Schmiegel in the balls, chat, all in the tank. He goes, like he's changing hands and how it's being stabbed. He's going, he's just freaking out, chat. And while he's freaking out being stabbed in the tank, in the ball, in the general region, Arnold, he fucking dives, shit. He dives in the ground. And, yeah, because then the guy, Shweddy Schmiegel, chat, he throws his knife and it just misses Arnold. He goes, bah! He just misses Arnold, chat. Just misses Arnold. And, oh no, but all of a sudden it becomes all blurry. What the hell just happened, chat? And we transition out. It's a movie. We're watching a movie within the movie itself, chat. And we're introduced to the character of Danny, chat. Danny. And Danny is a terrible actor, chat. He's really fucking bad. And he's like, what's going on? Why is the projector no longer showing a clear image? Nick, the projector man, what are you? And he fucking runs up there, Chad's like, I want to keep watching the Jack Slater movie. This is so much better. Is there a surgery for that? Being multiply stabbed in the taint and genital area multiple times? I don't think so. He got him in the dick. He stabbed him in the dick real good. And so the kid goes off, chat. Because apparently this fucking theater looks, I mean, you got fucking crackheads. You have dirty needles everywhere. You're like, what kind of fucking theater is this? It's like, where are we? What's going on? You got winos just coming out from the darkness, chat, from the hallways, just moving and shuffling down the halls of this dystopian-esque theater. It's fucking nuts. And he's asking the concession guy, and this guy looks, he's probably like 35, but he looks 55, and he's just staring at this kid. It's like, I just want to die. I just want to die. He's like, you good old Bill. And he goes up the stairs, chat, to the projectionist. He opens the door, and the guy's just dead in there. He's just not looking too good, chat. But he's like, it's okay. He just goes over there. He's like, Nick. And Nick comes to, chat, good old Nick. He's Nick the projector guy. And he comes to, it's like the print, it's all messy. He's like, I'm sorry, I must have dozed off. And he fucking fixes it, and he goes, there you go. But then it's credits now. Wait, what happened at the end? We don't know. And Danny's like, that's okay, Nick. I know what happens. He's like, yeah, you've seen this film 37 times already. The kid's obsessed with movies, chat. He loves the movie films. Watching a incredibly self-aware 80s Arnold film does something. It does, doesn't it? But now we're with this little fucking kid. And Nick's like, well, I mean, shouldn't you be at school? Isn't it like, you're fucking just 2.5 hours late. It's like 10:30. And he's like, yeah, you're right. He's like, all right, I'll see you later. And hey, by the way, Nick, because, you're the only one I could talk to. And you're my only friend, and I'm lonely, and I'm going to die with no one around me. I'm going to get this afternoon, kiddo, I'm going to get the first print, the first reel of the new release Jack Slater 4 picture, okay? And how about I show you an early screen just for you? He's like, really? He goes, absolutely, Danny. You're my only friend. He goes, that's sad, but okay. And so he runs out, Chad. He runs out of this dystopian theater to a dystopian New York City, Chad. This place looks awful. This is pre-Giuliani New York, Chad. We might as well be in Escape from New York, chat. Like, Snake Plissken would just be walking on the other side. He'd be on the sidewalk across the street. It's like, this place looks awful. Oh, my God. And the kid's constantly being accosted by prostitutes and drug dealers. Like, these people are just, like, touching his face. Like, he walks by this one random guy who just, like, just touches his face. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? It's just weird. And so he goes to school, chat, where his teacher is the grandma from Balto. Remember when Balto started? Remember Balto, chat? Good movie. Underappreciated animated film, chat. Gene, welcome to the stream. I'm talking about the grandmother from Balto now. So remember in Balto, chat, when you had the live action part right now, and you didn't know it was the little girl in the Balto movie, and then she said, "Oh, thank you for saving me, Balto." When she lived in Alaska, chat, now she lives in New York, but she's taking her granddaughter there, chat. There's pointing the statue of Balto. That's the teacher. That's the same teacher, Chad. It's the old woman from Balto. And she is trying to teach this class of kids who could give less of a shit. And I always feel bad for her, chap, because it's like, she's so much better than this material that she's given. And she's trying to show the kids, like, the elements of all these movies and comic books and TV shows you watch. It all came from Shakespeare. And they're like, boo! And she's like, I hate my job. And since I know you little fucks aren't going to read anytime soon, I'm going to show you a scene from a classic Shakespeare scene. It's from Macbeth. And this is like how they incorporate the elements of Revenga and everything. You'll love it. And so good old Danny, he arrives, Chad, and he's like sitting in the back of the classroom, eyes glazed over, could not give a shit less, Chad, as he's watching this film. But his interest, it becomes peak, chat, because he then imagines, what if Arnold Schwarzenegger was in the film, and we see Arnold Schwarzenegger doing Macbeth, and it's very much in the Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of way, Chad. He's literally stabbing the shit out of Macbeth. He is shooting him whatever way, using grenades, explosive devices, IEDs, rocket launcher, Chad. He is putting a big old hawking explosion in Shakespeare's material. And he fucking dries off, chat, by saying to be or not to be. Not to be. And then he blows up fucking Macbeth. It's brilliant, chat. It's absolutely brilliant. And then he comes to, and I guess he slept through the film, and he goes home, chat, where his poor mother, goddamn, chat, this mother deserves better. She reminds me of the mom from, I don't know if it's the same actress, chat, but she felt very reminiscent of Ralph Macchio's mother from, God damn it, help me out here. From Karate Kid. I don't know if it's the same actress, chat, but I just knew it. It just looks like her and feels like her. And she's going, what? I just got a call from the school, and they're telling me you were 3 hours late. Well, technically 2.5 hours. I don't care, okay? Listen, please just stay here. I have to work nights. Do your homework. Watch TV. I don't care. I'm just overwhelmed. Your father's dead. He's been dead for years, chat. Either the dad died, either the dad is dead, or he walked out on him. I believe any other one. It's probably either or, chat. Is that Elizabeth Shue? Is that Elizabeth Shue? You fucking serious? That's not Elizabeth Shue. No, that's not. Don't trick me. That's not Elizabeth Shue. That's not. Don't trick me. That's not Elizabeth Shue. Anyway, good to see you though, JT. Hope you're doing very well. J Cuz, welcome to the stream. And so she leaves for work, chat, and he's watching the good old boob tube, and he's like, well, I want to go see that film that Nick promised me. Go see that new print of Jack Slater 4 before anyone else. Of course, they're going to have the premiere in New York City, but I'm going to see it before all those other rich schmucks, those floozies. And so he opens the door, chat, and he just sees this sweaty, tweaking guy out there, chat. He's just like in the hallway, just fucking shuffling around, they lock eyes, and he goes, ugh. And he shuts the door, and he locks it, and he goes, and he waits a beat for a little while. He's just like, well, I'm sure he's gone now. And he opens the door, chat, and the guy's just, the guy grabs him, chat, slams him against, what happened to the movie? He grabs the kid, slams his face into a mirror, it cracks, blood, and everything, chat. Going out, he's got cut by the mirror, and he's like, is anyone here? He's like, no one's here. It's like, okay. He grabs him. And he leads him, like he grabs him by the back of his pants, chat, and the nape of his neck, and leads him to the hallway. And goes and he throws him in the bathroom. It's like, okay, this movie just became a lot darker all of a sudden. What's he gonna do to this kid? And he's like, he has like a knife. He gets a knife out, and he gets a knife, and he's like, all right, fucking, take these. Where are these? Oh, handcuffs. These are handcuffs. Put them on. Put them on. Put them on. He's like, oh, but he stands up for himself. Jay stands up. He's like, oh. You're gonna fight me? You're gonna fight me, kid? He's like, okay. All right, okay, I'm gonna give you a chance. I'm gonna give you a fighting chance. He puts the knife down the sink. He goes, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead! He's just screaming at him. It's like, what the fuck is happening? And eventually, the kid's just like, I don't know what to do. And he's like, ha ha ha, you're a little pussy. And then he gets the handcuffs and he handcuffs in the sink. And the kid's Danny's just crying. He's just crying at this. He's like, he doesn't know what the hell's happening. And then he comes back. The guy comes back. He's like, you don't have shit. You're useless. You're fucking scum. And he's like, here's the handcuff key. Here's the handcuff key. And he throws it in the toilet. Let's go, fat shit. Lap it up like a dog you are. And then he leaves. It's like, what the fuck just happened in this movie? The tonal shift was, I mean, it literally, much like the mirror slamming into the face, or fucking Danny's face slamming into the mirror, just hits you in the gob, chat. I was shocked by this. It's like, what the hell's going on? And eventually we cut to Danny at the police station doing a filing police report, and the cops are like, listen, man, this is pre-Giuliano, New York. Nothing we can do. So we're gonna try to find. We're not gonna try to find the guy. Just wait till your mom gets home, okay? That's all we can do. And maybe we'll have the police officer stay there for, I don't know, like a half hour. That's all we can give you. And so he says, fuck it, I'm not going back home. I'm terrified. He's like, I want to go see Jack Slater. That is the only thing that will bring me any joy in my miserable life. And so he goes throughout the underbelly that is Escape from New York, chat. This is like 1997 all over again. And he goes there, and right when Nick the projector man, just about to close the theater, Danny shows up, and he's like, I'm here, Nick. I'm sorry I'm late. He's like, I was just about to leave. He's like, I'm sorry. Fucking guy almost beat the shit out of him. He didn't even tell Nick what happened. You would want to share that experience. Like, I was just assaulted in my own home. He broke in. I don't know what's going on. Nick would be like, oh my God, let me go home with you. Or stay here and I'll call your mom. But nothing. He doesn't tell Nick. He's like, I want to see Arnold Schwarzenegger blow guys up. This kid's fucked up, chat. He needs help. He needs serious psychiatrical and emotional help. He needs a stable environment. But he doesn't tell you this to Nick. Nick goes, don't worry, kid. Here's your popcorn. Go ahead, sit in your favorite spot in the theater. And he goes down there and sets up the film chair. He's like, woohoo. He's like, hell yeah, Jack Slater. I can now repress all of this turmoil and emotional, psychological, and physical abuse I felt tonight. And so then, we get the opening fucking credits. It's flames, explosions, Jack Slater 4. And we are over, chat. Getting a fucking helicopter shot above this opulent Malibu mansion, chat. And we're introduced to Mr. Boppity Boopy. He is an Italian mafioso, chat. No, I don't know his actual name, chat, but he's speaking the Boppity Boop. And that's all I'm going to call him. And he's talking, chat, to the second cousin, the favorite second cousin of Jack Slater, chat. And Mr. Boppity Boop, he wants to tell the second cousin of Jack Slater, listen, I'm not intimidated by whatever the hell he's doing, okay? You think he's going to come after me and interfere with my evil plans to eliminate all of the rest of the Boppity Boopy families of Los Angeles? I think fucking not. And you want me to prove to you why I know he won't be able to defeat me in my nefarious plot? And the guy goes, why? And he goes, because of him. And then, shall we cut all the way across this big old whopping swimming pool to, there he is, Chad, Charles fucking Dance. And he's looking great in his all white, ivory suit, Chad. And he's got a weird fucking eyeball. He's got like glass eyes of various colors, Chad. And he brings up this giant hand cannon and fires at both of them, Chad, but it misses them. And it just almost hits the head. Almost hits the head of Jack Slater's favorite second cousin. It's like, whoo, boy. And he lowers his glasses and he gives a good old wink with his fake eye to Jack Slater's favorite second cousin. And Mr. Boppity Boopy says, because I got him, Mr. Benedict. We're going to call him Charles Dance. I'll call him Benedict. Call him Benedict for the rest of the view. Benedict, chat. He's the most dangerous villain Jack Slater will ever come across, chat. No one, he's even more dangerous than Sweaty Schmeagle. All right? And so, and fucking good old Danny, he's like, oh, no match for Jack Slater, as he's stuffing his face filled with popcorn, chat, buttery, salty popcorn. And then immediately, chat, we cut to the home of Jack Slater's favorite second cousin. And all these police officers are arriving on the scene, chat. They got fucking SWAT dogs. They got Uzis. They got M4s. They got big old whopping shotguns, chat. And they're all about to break in there, okay? But then it stops. Everything stops for a beat because Jack Slater himself, Arnold Schwarzenegger, just comes walking up and he goes, hello, boys, what's going on here? He's like, we got a call. There's a hostage situation in this house. He's like, that's ridiculous. My favorite second cousin lives here. All right, I'm just doing a little grocery shopping. I do this. He's an old man. Don't worry about it. I got you. He knocks on the door. He goes, favorite second cousin, are you okay? But no response, chat. No response. And he goes, uh-oh. Oh, no. And so he's like, oh, shit. He puts the groceries down, chat, very slowly because there's eggs in there. There's eggs and bread. You don't want to smush the bread, and you don't want to break the eggs, chat. You got to stack them right. So he lowers it carefully, and he's just about to kick in the door, chat, but he stops. He goes, you know what? I'm just going to open it. And he opens the door easily, chat. Didn't need to cut it in. And he sees, chat, that his favorite second cousin is bound to a chair, chat. It looks like he's been pummeled. He's been pummeled by the mafioso Boppity Boopy. And he goes, what happened, favorite second cousin? And it's like, it's the mob. It's the mob, Arnold. Mr. Boppity Boopy, he is going to eliminate all of the mob families. This is a warning to you to not interfere. I mean, why you set this whole thing up in the first place? He probably wouldn't have interfered. He just found out about it, so now he is going to interfere, but it doesn't matter. But, oh, there's something I must tell you. There's something very important. And he goes, "Ugh," and he dies. He fucking dies, chat, right there. And there he's like, no. But he looks down. He sees like his finger was pointing at something. And he goes, what is this? And Arnold picks it up. And it says, a surprise for you written in crayon. He goes, what the hell? He flips it over, chat. He says, 3, 2. And he goes, bomb! And he fucking runs out there just like, he's got that Tom Cruise run. Just, and he fucking, a huge fucking explosion, chat. Ba-boom! From Mr. Boppity Boopy. And it fucking just incinerates all the police officers, chat. Sadly, all the doggos do die in this scene. I apologize, but it does happen. They all get fried. And so he goes, and the kid's like, he's fine. Jack Slater's fine. The cops will definitely be dead, but he'll be A-okay. And he's right, Chad, because Jack Slater does come to, a little singed, but he gets up, and one of the cops has been impaled on a cactus, like this giant cactus, and he looks up at Arnold and goes, I was 2 days from retirement. And he dies too. It's amazing. It's so fucking good. Oh my God. R.I.P. doggos. You assume the doggos died. You don't see their corpses anywhere, but the doggos definitely died. Poor puppers. Agreed. Poor puppers. So Arnold's just like, this is fucking nuts. But oh no, Chad, because the more bad guys show up from Mr. Boppity Boopy. Arnold's like, I gotta get in my fucking car. And he jumps in his fucking sports car, chat. And he starts a run, and he starts a good old chase. And, like, they're shooting at him, chat, but thankfully he has his own hand cannon, chat, and he's getting these guys in the head every single goddamn time. Every time, chat. Thank you, Dr. the 10 Biddies. Of course, 2 days in the tournament cop. Yeah, you know, man. That trope is there, man. It's an Arnold Schwarzenegger film. You know what they're gonna do. You can expect this. Although the movie is taking the piss out of those scenes. It's like a commentary, chat. The thing is, the film indulges in those things while also simultaneously critiquing them. And that's where my whole thing, this perception of this movie comes in. It's like, this movie's doing some really clever things by taking the piss out of it, but at the same time engaging that same shit. And so it's like, it's a weird balancing act, and it doesn't always do it right. Sometimes it does do it right, other times it just doesn't. And so all of a sudden, chat. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this. Very important detail. Before this film starts, Jack Slater 4, Nick goes on about, you remind me of when I was a kid. My father took me to see Harry Houdini. Is a very important detail I forgot. And he took me backstage to meet Mr. Houdini. And Mr. Houdini said, there's something about you, kid, that I like. Here's a fucking magical golden ticket. All right? And if you fucking rip the ticket, if you rip it down the line, you can do anything you want. Whatever wish will come true. And Nick was just, that terrified me as a youth. Thank you, show for the 10 middies. The MacGuffin. I totally forgot about this because it's so stupid. And he's like, but I was too terrified to because magic was scary to me. You know, it was the 1920s. No one wants to fuck with magic in the 1920s. So I give this to you now, Danny. And Danny goes, I don't give a fuck. And he rips that ticket. He goes, yeah, magic and shit. He puts it in his pocket, chat. And so while he's watching this chase scene, the magical Houdini ticket begins to glow, chat. And a lightning ray bolt hits the movie screen, the silver screen, chat, and as one of the bad guys is throwing this giant wrapped stick of dynamite, like there's like 15 sticks of dynamite in that, chat, like a dozen, throws it at Jack Slater, and Jack Slater like literally shoots it out of the air like multiple times, like in midair. It comes out of the movie screen, chat, and lands right next to Danny. And Danny's like, ah! He fucking freaks out, puts his popcorn over it, chat, and he just starts booking it. He just starts fucking booking it, chat. But he's got those whittle kid legs. He's got those dumb whittle waddling kid legs, and he can't move fast enough. Chat. He's just fucking engorged with popcorn. He's like, oh, and it explodes, chat. And it doesn't kill him. It doesn't kill him. It doesn't just rip his entire little soft child body to shreds, chat. It propels his ass into the movie screen, and he ends up in the back of the convertible with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's like, oh my God, I'm in the movie. I was like, who are you? And it's like, ah, and Arnold's like, starts beating the shit out of the kid. He just starts punching him. He's like, ah, he's like, oh, I'm not a bad guy. I'm just a kid. He goes, and then he's in this fucking chase scene, chat. And we just get this overly long chasing of Arnold shooting this guy. Sometimes it doesn't even matter because they just start having a conversation, Arnold and the kid. And the kid's like, listen, this is not real. This is a movie. He's like, what are you talking about? This is real. We're being chased by the moppity boopy. And while their conversation's happening, chat, like Arnold's not doing anything. These guys are just crashing their own vehicles and exploding in the background. It's like, it's kind of funny. What's wrong here, chat, with these scenes, it's not even, I don't even say it's Arnold Schwarzenegger's fault. It's just that the kid is such a bad actor. Like, his role in this movie, chat, is to constantly tell Arnold Schwarzenegger, it's like, you're not real. You're a movie character. You're fictional, okay? And he just can't sell it. That's the biggest flaw. Like, I hate to hate on the kid. You know, I don't want to, but it's just the facts, Chad. This actor is just so bad in this role. It's like, this is an interesting concept of the film. Okay, now he's in their world, and eventually, Chad, Arnold will be taken into our world, and there's fun stuff. It's like those movie logic and rules don't apply to the real world. It's like, that's funny, right? But the relationship they try to sell between, because that's most of the movie, the relationship between Arnold and this kid, it doesn't work at all. It flounders. And that's why it's a frustrating watch, because like, oh, there's good stuff here. Arnold's, I think, is doing a good job, all right? I know some people hate his performance in this movie. I'm like, you know what? For what they're giving him, this is fun, but it just doesn't fucking work. And eventually, chat, they crash the car, but the car is, as you expect, is completely undamaged. Kid's going like, how did you do that? It defied the laws of physics. And Arnold's like, I beat physics. I eat physics for breakfast. And it's like, that's dumb. That's a bad line. And eventually they're like, all right, the bad guys are dead. And the kid goes, listen, I'm from New York City. My name is Danny, what's it? All right. I got to get back home, okay? We just got to get back. I have this magic ticket that we can all do this. And he's like, and eventually he takes him, chat. He takes him to the police station, and he goes in, and then you get all the tropes of all the, like, big time, like, police officer who doesn't follow the rules. He has, like, the ex-wife who he hates and who hates him, chat. He's got to constantly report to the angry black police chief who constantly, the actor who plays the angry black police chief, he's not a good actor either. He's constantly just flubbing his lines and just trailing off and then coming back again. It's really bad. And eventually they're interrogating this kid. It's like, who are you? And it's like, we didn't find you in the systems because I'm in a different dimension. And the kid can't fucking sell it. And then, for whatever reason, the kid convinces them, you know what, I'm sorry. Because this is going by movie logic, chat. They're like, okay, the more ridiculous, the better. The kid says, like, I'm actually undercover, okay? I've been transferred from the NYPD. I'm actually much older than I look, and I'm here to partner with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And the black police chief just goes, yeah, that sounds right. Okay, Arnold, that's your new partner. Arnold's like, what? Now the kid is his partner, chat. That's the logic we're fucking working with here. And he's like, okay. And we see like the other people working in the police department too. And it's funny because the kid also makes references to very popular movies of that decade, like everything from like the late 80s all the way up to like 1993. So we see the actor who I forget his name, chat. I forget the actor's name, but the kid points out like this one policeman that Arnold works with. He's like, he was my partner in training. He's like, that's the guy that killed Mozart in that one movie, okay? And Amadeus. That guy's a piece of shit. He's gonna betray you. He's like, no, he's not. Who's Mozart? He's not gonna betray me. And the guy goes, yeah, I'm not gonna betray you. What are you talking about? He's like, what are you talking about? There's also a cartoon cat voiced by Danny DeVito, like a literal Who Framed Roger Rabbit-esque cat that also works at the department. And the kid goes, that's a 2D character in our world. Is that? He's like, nah, it's fucking Whiskers. He was on leave because he sexually harassed one of the secretaries. It's like, whoa. And they're kind of playing off as a joke. And he's like, he's much better now. He worked on his issues. He's like, are you fucking crazy? He's like, we gotta go and patrol, okay? We gotta figure out who killed my favorite second cousin. And so they're going out here, and the kid goes, listen, I know where the bad guys are. He's like, how do you know where the bad guys are? Because I saw in the beginning of the movie. He's like, this is not, you keep saying this is a movie. It's not a movie. He's like, it absolutely is. Go to this fucking address. This is where it is. This is the bad guy's mansion, okay? And you're going to see a weird, creepy guy with a fucking fake glass eye, all right? And he goes, all right, I'll humor you just to prove that this is not a movie, all right? And so they drive up to the opulent Malibu mansion, chat. And they drive up there, and they fucking knock on the door. And then who answers the goddamn door? Fucking weird, crazy guy, Charles Dance, with the glass eye, and goes, hello, how may I help you? And Arnold's just like, fucking shit, holy, whoa. And the kid goes, see, he's the bad guy. And Charles Dance is like, what? He's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, he's the guy who shot your uncle earlier in the movie. And Arnold's just like, this is fucking weird. What? He's like, yes. And like Charles Dance and Arnold Schwarzenegger are like looking at each other like, should we start shooting at each other? Because we usually don't get this early on into the movie. Like, there's some clever shit in here, Chad. I'm really digging this part. And Charles Dance is like, listen, guys, I don't know what this is about, but, you know, you're on private property. If you don't mind, I got to ask you to leave. And Arnold's like, no problem, I'll leave. And they kind of keep looking at each other, and they eventually go back. And the kid's just arguing. It's like, you don't know what you're doing. He's the bad guy. And Charles Dance closes the door and goes, the fuck is going on? How does he know that? He's like, there's something to this kid, and there's something to that guy. There's something to Jack Slater. I know Jack Slater. I know he's the most well-known LAPD officer, and there's more to this guy. And so he's doing his own little internal investigation. He's like, I gotta find his family. I'm gonna see where he is gone. Do a little history search. And so eventually, him and the kid, they're like, okay, well, we gotta do some research for this. They stop at various areas around, like Arnold Schwarzenegger's gonna do some shopping, and the kid's pointing out all these very specific details. Like, have you not noticed, Arnold, that all around here, that all the women are drop dead fucking gorgeous, all the men who, you know, like, they're also very handsome unless they're kind of skeezy and they're the bad guys, they're always ugly. Arnold goes, nah, this is the way everyone looks. This is fucking Los Angeles. Everyone looks this way. He's like, look, we're in a block. They go to a Blockbuster for some reason. And they're a Blockbuster, and the kid points out, look at her. She's like a model working in a video store. You don't think isn't that weird? And Arnold goes up to her and goes, this is a little weird. She should come home with me. And she goes, oh, hell yeah. It's like, this kid's like, he's so frustrated. And he's like, so what are we doing? He's like, we're picking up some movies for my daughter. She's having a sleepover. And he's like, a sleepover? What are you talking about? And so she just started college, chat. And so Arnold, he doesn't see his daughter all that often. And he's like, I'm going to bring her some fucking food. Got some movie films. Going to have a night of it. We're going to make a night of it, chat. And so they go ahead. And they drive on over to her house, and, you know, they knock on the door, and all of a sudden, fucking the door opens, and the girl, like, fucking kneels down and just starts open mouth kissing Danny. And it's like, what the fuck is happening? Like, she's, like, 18 years old. Danny's, like, 12, 13. It's like, this is pedophilia. This is weird. And he's just going, what? And she's like, oh, this is a little prank that we're doing right now for like freshmen. Anytime a freshman opens a door, we have to open mouth kiss him. And it's just like, what? And he goes, oh, that's great for me. And Alan's like, do not kiss the little boys. And he walks inside, he's dropping off all the stuff. And she fucking hugs her dad, Chat, loves her dad. And he's like, ah, you're great. And she's like, Dad, I'm going to go take a, because he's doing stuff in the house, he's making food for her and everything. She's like, okay, Dad, I'm going to go take a shower along with all these new beauty products that I have. And she's just saying all this right at Danny. And Danny's just like, I'm a little uncomfortable now. Thank you, Darkseid, for the 10 minis. Where's Chris Hansen at? I know. Fucking weird. Chris's chick voice. You like that? Thank you, Jay Cutts. I'm going to be in the bathroom. And so she goes in the bathroom, Chat. And Danny's just trying to explain this whole situation, like, to him. He's like, listen, I know I've been saying this to you over and over and over again, but based on everything we've gone through, all these facts that I've been brought up to you, it's like, this is weird, right? And he goes, nah, this is the Los Angeles life. Yeah, this is the way it is. And he's putting things in all of her spots in the home and everything. And he just starts telling Arnold, like, all these facts that he knows about his life. All of his various adventures, intimate details about his family. He goes, that's because you just read my case file. I see you're trying to test me, you New York police officers, you. And then, Chad, he opens up a drawer, and he sees in that drawer a picture of himself and his son. His son's like, yeah, whatever happened to his son, Chad? The little blonde-haired, blue-eyed Aryan boy. And he picks up and looks at it and he goes, I must leave. And he puts it back in there. Chad goes for a drive. And the kid's like, are you going to come back? He's like, later. And he fucking drives off, Chad. And then we realize we're back at the end of Jack Slater 3, Chat. We're at the end. But double standards, Doomy. You're right. Double standards. And so he's driving, Chat, and we're back at that scene. So, Chat, as we remember last time, Sweaty Schmeagol, Chat, threw his medieval axe at Arnold, but he dodged it. And he picked up the gun, Chat, and ba-boom, he shot Sweaty Schmeagol. And Sweaty Schmeagol's, he's falling off a roof, Chat, but before he fell off a roof, Chat, he grabs the blonde hair of Arnold's Aryan child, and he fucking yanks him off the roof, and he goes, Dad! And he fucking falls off the roof, too. I don't like, no! And he fucking runs over Chad again, but it's too late. Sweaty Schmeagol and the Arnold's Aryan child smush on the ground. You can't even tell, Chad. You can't even tell where Sweaty Schmeagol or Arnold's Aryan child begin. It's just a splatter of meat, bone, blood, and cartilage, Chad. It's a fucking grisly scene. I'm like, what is this movie? What's happening? LA in the early 90s, a human resource nightmare. It really is, man. It really is. And so he's fucking dead. And he's like thinking about, he's like, he's trying to cry. He's like, Arnold, like, being sad is, that's Arnold being sad, Chad. Just like a big fucking grimace and like squinting. That's all he can muster. They were smushed. And so eventually, Chad, we cut back to the house of the home of Danny, or actually the fucking what's his daughter's name? Holly? I don't know what his daughter's name is, chat. Arnold's daughter. It doesn't fucking matter. Arnold's daughter, chat. Whitney. That's his Whitney Slater, chat. That's just Chris over, chat. No, not Doom. That is truth. That's what happens in the film. Okay, I'm not lying. And so we cut back, and Arnold's daughter is wearing the tightest, skimpiest clothes imaginable, chat, and she's just working out and thrusting in the direction of Danny. And I'm just like, what is happening? And Danny's just like, oh, wow. And she's going, you said all these weird things to my dad. He seems really stressed out. You want to make out? He goes, no. And he's like, oh, the doorbell, because the doorbell rings, and he's like, shit, fuck, I'm going to go to the door. And he goes to the door, and who's at the fucking door? Charles Dance. And he's like, hello, well, you can please let us in. And he fucking pushes in there, he holds fucking Whitney hostage. Whitney's just like, She starts screaming and punching, chat, and they're holding them both hostage. And they grab Danny quick. Although Whitney does give him a bit of a fight, chat. Does give him a bit of a fight, but they hold her down. And Charles Dance, he sits both of them down, he's like, okay, you said some weird shit earlier, all right? And according to Sherlock Holmes, I'm going to butcher the quote of the Sherlock Holmes chat, but when the unbelievable is the only thing that one can go to, then the answer must be the unbelievable thing. And so you're telling me that we're in a movie right now, okay? And you are from another dimension watching this movie. The fuck's that about? And the kid goes, I don't know anything about that. He goes, yeah, no, I think you do. I think you're full of shit. I'm going to take everything you have on you. Give me your fucking wallet. I'm going to run a goddamn profile on you to figure out. Like, honestly, Charles Dance, he's a very competent villain for being in a movie like this. He's like, I'm going to take this. I'm going to run some fucking tests, and we're going to wait for good old Jack Slater. Okay, wait for him to come back. We're going to kill him. The kid's like, that's just not going to work, man. That's not going to how it's going to play out. He's like, oh, don't you worry. It's like movie logic rules. And Charles Dance is like, motherfucker, huh? Like, he's putting things together, chap. And then, eventually, the doorbell rings. Oh, Jack Slater's back. And he's like, cool. And he's like, he sends some of his boys, chat, some of his boppity boopy boys to go check the door. And this one boppity boopy, he goes open it, chat, and all it is this little teenage kid just going, like, waiting for a kiss. Waiting for a kiss, chat. And then all of a sudden, Arnold Schwarzenegger says, I'm back. And boom, he blows him up, chat. He says the fucking line. He says all of his iconic lines in all of his movies, chat. Everything from Terminator, he says, hasta la vista, I'm back, all that shit. Dogs, I think, with the 10 minutes, very rare than action movie villains. He's super common. Like, he's a good. Chat, I'm gonna tell you right now, this movie is filled with some great stuff and some terrible stuff. Charles Dance as the villain is great in this movie. I love it. He's figuring out the plot and realizes, like, if I do this, I will end up accidentally killing myself. And he goes, I'm not gonna do that now. Like, he's like reading the script. It's interesting. Yeah, you're right. Sin Play, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing very well today. Anyway, Jaybird, once you eliminate the impossible, there we go, Jaybird. Thank you for the quote. Jaybird, this is from Sherlock Holmes, chat. Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, no matter how improbable, must be the truth. Thank you, Jaybird. Cheers and salute to you, good sir. That's why you're here, chat, to help correct me. And so then, chat, Arnold Schwarzenegger, he makes his way in, and he just starts blasting. He just gets in there, he starts blasting, chat. This is the DeVito thing. All these guys getting their asses kicked. Whitney, her fight scene's pretty funny because all she does is scream, but also punch people. She goes, ah, and just punches, and just punches again, taking them all out, chat. Danny's just like, oh my God, he's like having PTSD. He's in shock about all the violence that's happening, chat. Eventually, the Charles Dance and the bad guys, they get into a car. The ones that survive, chat, they're getting out of there. And Danny's like, we got to go after him because he took the golden ticket to shoot the Houdini's like, I need the ticket. It's my only way back. And he goes after Charles Dance, chat. And eventually they square off, like him and his little bicycle that he was riding on, and the bad guys. And he goes, okay, we've got to play chicken. Just like Arnold, just like Jack. And he's fucking, and he's going down the way. He's like, wait a minute. Only the hero can play chicken and survive, and I'm not the hero. It's not going to work. And he gets fucking hit by the car. Dogs, I think of another 10 minutes. She should be Black Canary. She should have been just screaming and punching. He gets hit by the car, chat, but he's okay. He lands into some shrubbery. Arnold, he picks up, he grabs good old little, what's his name? Fucking, goddammit, Danny. And he's like, are you okay? He's like, I'm fine. I'm totally fine. And eventually, they go back to the house. Arnold, he's smoking on a burned out cigar, and they got all the people in there. They're analyzing all this shit. And like, they just don't understand, like, how did he find them? And it's like, because the kid must have been the lead. All this is all going on, chat. Danny, he observes, like, what the hell is that? And he picks something up, chat, and it's the glass eye. It's the glass eye. Or maybe, no, Danny's pick up. One of the CSI people pick it up. And it's the glass eye of Charles Dance, and it has, like, a timer, and he goes, Arnold goes, don't touch that, and ba-boom! The whole fucking house blows up, chat. And you expect, like, oh, they must all be fucking dead. They must all be dead at this goddamn point. But then we just cut to the police, the office of the angry black police chief. And he's mad, chat. Steam is literally coming out of his ears. He's such an enrage. And by this point, it's like, fucking Arnold, you're fired. Get your shit out of here. Arnold's been fired, chat. Oh, no. And he doesn't know what to do anymore. He has no idea. And they're going back to Arnold's apartment. And it's just him, and the apartment's just, there's nothing in the apartment, Chad. There's a bed, there's literally nothing. And it's like, because we never see in the movies. That's why it looks the way it does. And Arnold's like, I never come back here. And all of a sudden, Chad, he picks up his gun and boom, 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 he shoots at the closet. And the kid goes, what the fuck did you do that for? He goes, there's a guy in there. He opens the closet, Chad, and this fucking dead guy falls out. And you see the same outfit, all the same clothes that Arnold wears throughout the movie. Brown jacket, blue jeans, red shirt, multiple pistols of the same variety. It's like, this is fucking odd. And the kid goes, listen, this always happens in the movies, okay? The hero is at his lowest point, but he gets a piece of evidence where they figure out that, that they can get their job back, okay? They can get back in the case. This is how they do it. They got to defeat the villain. And Arnold's like, how do we do that? And the kid apparently learned that Mr. Bennett, he works for Mr. Boppity Boopy. And Mr. Boppity Boopy, he wanted to get back at the mafia, at a specific funeral. And he realized, like, there's a funeral going on today for one of the other Boppity Boopies. And he's going to blow him up. He's going to probably blow up one of the Boppity Boopies right there. That's how he's going to take out all these people all at once. And Arnold goes, oh, my God, you're right. You're absolutely right. Was he the chief in Loaded Weapon? I don't know. It's a good question. Chris is really sticking. I am sticking with this name, Jay Bird. I'm sticking with this name. That's the way it is. His name is Mr. Vivati, I think. But he basically fucking jacks. His name is Mr. Vivati. See, it's not as fun to say Mr. Vivati. Is that fun, Chad? Is it fun to say Mr. Vivati? Do you prefer that, or do you prefer Mr. Boppity Boopy? Huh? Which one? Let me know. So, they learn of his evil plot. And they're like, okay, they're having this massive funeral on top of a skyscraper, so we just got to go there, okay? We got to intercept Boppity Boopy. There you go. See, I knew it. I fucking knew it. And so they parked their good old vehicle out there, chat. They parked their vehicle out there. Arnold's like, you got to stay here. And the kid's like, but if you tell me to stay here, I'll probably be captured. And Arnold's like, I don't. This is not a movie, okay? This is really. It's like it's not a movie. Oh, fucking okay, whatever. I'm gonna follow you up there behind you anyway. And so they're getting out, chat, and they're just about to go in the bill. But then they're stopped by the police officer, the actor who killed Mozart, Amadeus. And, he's like, Arnold's like, why are you here? And he's like, fucking, I'm covering this, okay? It's like every criminal in L.A., every mafioso is here. We're covering this right now. And he goes, there's a bomb up there. They're going to blow up all the mafiosos, all the boppity boopies. He's like, oh, no, we'll go around to the side entrance, secret side entrance. Arnold goes, okay, cool. And so him and Arnold, they go around a corner, and Arnold goes, you betrayed me. You're about to betray me, aren't you? And the guy goes, how do you know this? Because the kid told me you killed Mozart. And the guy goes, I don't know who that is, but I am betraying you right now. So he has a gun on him, chat. And he's like, why'd you do it? For the money, Arnold, for the money. You know how much the Boppity Boopy family is paying me? So much money to take out these guys, and now I'm going to take you out. And he cocks the gun, Chet, just about to plug Arnold. But it's okay, because the kid's right there, Chet. The kid, Danny, he's like, I don't think so, Mozart killer. And the guy looks at him, looks down, he looks at the gun, looks at Danny, and fucking slaps him. Slaps Danny, Chat, and grabs the gun and goes, that didn't work now, did it? The kid goes, oh. But it's okay, Chat, because Arnold had a secret gun, and he pulls it up. He's like, now I got you. I have you. And it's just not working out for anyone involved, Jen. If Arnold fucking shoots him. Oh, I think also Charles Dance, Mr. Boppity Boopy come by. They come after that whole shenanigans happen. So Mr. Boppity Boopy, he's paying respects to the dead mafiosos. Charles Dance is there. And, they're talking, everyone's talking shit to Charles Dance because he's not an Italian, not an official Boppity Boopy member of the family. And they're like, all right, let's go back downstairs. And that's when they see the Mozart killer trying to capture Arnold Schwarzenegger and the kid. And so what they do is, chat, they fucking handcuff them to the railing, and, they go on their way. It's like, now go ahead and kill them, Charles Dance. Make sure that the bomb goes off, because all the explosives have been stuffed into the bowels of one of the mafiosos, Chaz. Blah. It's terrible. And so we cut back to Arnold and the kid realizes, oh, wait, I have the toilet handcuff key from earlier. And so he uses the toilet handcuff. Remember that, chat? At the sweaty kind of tweaking guy threw in the toilet. He takes it out, and he unlocks the handcuffs, and Arnold just punches the Mozart killer to death, and he's fucking dead. And they're like, all right, let's go ahead and run up to the roof. And so they get up to the rooftop, and Arnold's like, he's like trying to pay respects as one of the mourners. He is not fitting in. He is not wearing black. He does not look Italian yet. He's very much a Austrian man. Al, welcome to stream. Al, your descriptions make me want to watch whatever it is you're talking about. More enthusiasm than I would have on my own. Truly, thank you, Al. I appreciate that. And so Arnold, he's pushing past all these Italian people. Get out of my way. And he gets to the body, chat, of one of the Boppity Boopies. And he's bloated because he's all stuffed with explosives, chat. He's all like, oh, it's not looking too good. Apparently, he was known for his farts and flatulence, chat. They mentioned it in the film. And Arnold's like, Arnold starts doing some slapstick type shit here. It's very weird. And when it goes, this man is still alive, and he fucking takes the guy, Chad, because he starts doing a voice that's like, I'm not dead. And it's like, that's obviously Arnold trying to do like a little voice. And he's like, this man's alive. He's like, move, and he fucking throws this bloated corpse over his shoulders, Chad, and just starts like fucking like a linebacker running at all these people, just hitting them all over. And he's like, I need a doctor. And this doctor steps like, I'm a doctor. And Arnold goes, oh, shit. Yeah, go ahead and check him out. All right, see how he's working. And Arnold just fucking punches him in the face and keeps moving. Those happen. All the mafiosos, though, chat. They're all mafiosos. They all pull out their guns, all right? Meanwhile, fucking Danny, he's now on a construction. He's on like a, he got into like a construction crane, and so he's going towards Arnold the construction crane so he can make a quick getaway. And so while Arnold is just about to be accosted, blown away, chat, by all these mafiosos, the crane comes out of nowhere, chat, grabs onto the bloated corpse of this dead mafioso, and Arnold jumps on there too. But oh no, chat, everyone's shooting at each other. Arnold's trying to avoid the bullets. None of them hit, chat, because it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. No bullets hit Arnold. And eventually, fucking helicopter comes out of nowhere to finish the goddamn job. And Arnold's just like, fuck. And Arnold, he falls like on one of those outside elevator things. He falls through the outside elevator, chat, crashes through. Helicopters start shooting, but he managed to avoid them. Eventually, the elevator doors do open. He's like, all right, fuck, I'm gonna go through them. But oh no, the mafiosos are all there, Chad. They're all about to plug Arnold away, gonna blow him away. But thankfully, Chad, he dodges them. He fucking lowers himself to the ground nick of time. And then the mafiosos and the helicopter, they start blasting each other, and they fucking blow each other away. The helicopter, it falls and it crashes into the building, taking out the rest of the mafiosos. These guys are dead. Arnold's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. And so he jumps back onto the crane, Chad, holding onto the bloated corpse, the bloated, explosive-filled corpse of one of the boppity boopies. And he notices, though, that there's a timer. There's a timer on the bloated dead mafioso's wrist, and it says, like, fucking 10 seconds. He's like, oh, no, Danny, move it. And thankfully, chat, they're near the tar pits of Los Angeles. Thank God for those fucking tar pits. And he's like, you throw me into the tar pits. And so he lowers them right over it, chat, and Arnold starts pulling on the bloated dead guy's body, and they fall together into the tar pits, chat. And they both fall in there, and Arnold goes, oh! He comes to the surface, and he starts swimming. And he manages to get to the outer edge. Danny's there. Danny has a gun. He just starts firing it into the air. It's like, move, get the fuck out of the way. Get out of here. Everyone clears the vicinity, chat. Arnold, he gets to the surface. He gets to the edge. And Danny's like, he's trying to grab Arnold out of it, trying to like lift him up. He's too big, Chad. There's just too much Austrian man there. Too much of an Austrian slab of meat. And they look behind them, Chad, and they hear this rumbling. And this giant tar bubble just forms, Chad. It's huge. And it just slowly goes back into the tar. Not a massive explosion or anything, Chad. Just slowly go back in there. Thank you, Hate Nate. Welcome to stream. And Arnold looks dead in the camera, silent but deadly. And so they walk out, and the kid goes, Jesus fucking Christ, that was lame. And so they eventually, Arnold's daughter in a monster truck shows up, chat, and she's like, hey, Dad, I figured that, you need help and need a new pair of clothes. So Arnold just managed to get all this tar off himself, looking fucking spot clean, chat. Daughter gives us some new clothes. The kid's like, you don't think this is weird? You don't think this is like a movie thing? He goes, nah, tar comes off easy. It's like, no, it doesn't. And he's like, well, now we got to go take care of Mr. Boppity Boopy. We've caught him red-handed. He's tried to kill us. He's tried to kill the mafiosos. And he fucking accomplished that. But now we got to stop him. And that's where we're going to go. We're going to go in the direction of him. We're going to get in the fucking monster truck. Let's go and stop him, Chap. And then meanwhile, we cut back to Charles Dance. And Charles Dance, he's had a lot of thoughts because he goes back to his own home. He's like, what a fucking day. And he's taking out his glass eye and shit, chat, looking over all the stuff that the kid had. And he looks at the Houdini ticket, and all of a sudden starts fucking glowing. He goes, what the fuck? And he picks it up, chat, and he's like, wait a minute. And then the wall next to him starts glowing. And he sticks his hand through. He goes, what? Huh? And he puts his head through, and he sees the other side, chat. He sees the original Earth dimension. He goes, oh, my God. Oh, this changes everything. And then Charles Dance, he goes to the mansion, Mr. Boppity Boopy. And Mr. Boppity Boopy's in the swimming pool. He's like, Mr. Benedict, how'd it go? And he goes, Charles Dance is like, oh, it was great. Yeah, mission accomplished, boss. He goes, really? They all died? It's like every single one of them. People were screaming, on fire, thrusting themselves off the rooftop. And he goes, oh, that's great, Mr. Benedict. Please tell me more. So this really happened? And Mr. Benedict goes, no, you dumb bastard. None of it happened. He goes, what? And he pulls out his fucking gun on him. He says, listen, I've hated you. I've hated working for you this entire time. All right, you're a shitty villain and you're a dumbass. But he's like, why, Benedict? Why this 360? 360. This is not a 360. This is what we call 180, all right? If it was a 360, we just end up back at the same point that we were. He goes, what? Idiot. Blows him away, Chad. Kills him. That was a great fucking line. And then Charles Dance, he goes, I love that. That was a good scene. Any scene Charles Dance is in, he's doing great. And he goes back to the bar. He pours himself a fucking a whiskey. And he's just like, oh, what a day. And then right behind him, Chad, the fucking monster truck comes on the second floor somehow, comes crashing through and ends up right next to him. He's just like, yep, here we go. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger steps out. Fucking Danny steps out. And the daughter's right there, Natalie, whatever the fuck her name is. And they're like, we're here to stop you, Benedict. And he's like, listen, you ain't stopping shit, okay? I know this is a magical ticket. I know that this world is not real, and I'm going to exploit the shit out of this, okay? And they try to blow him out of the way, Chad, but thankfully, there's one of the security guards, kind of looks like fucking Odd Job from Goldfinger. I don't know, it looked like the same actor, Chad, and like Odd Job from Goldfinger shows up, and he distracts them. And with an explosive device, and Charles Dance and Odd Job, they jump through the magic portal, chat. And Danny's like, oh, fuck, oh, shit, they're in our world. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? They went into our world, I told you, because Arnold, he saw them go into like a weird portal thing. And he's like, we got to go to that world now. And he's like, oh, you sure? He's like, we have to. There's the only way to stop them. You're the hero, right? And he goes, hell yeah, I am. And so he's like, fucking daughter, you have to stay here, hold it down here, okay? I'll be right back. And so Danny and Arnold, they jump through the portal as well, and they see Benedict and Odd Job run out of the goddamn theater. And Arnold's like, stop them, do it. Oh, and he just starts fucking hustling, Chad. He goes out there, and he's like, what the fuck? Because they open the doors, and they're in New York City. He's like, we're in fucking New York City. What the hell's going on? It's like, I told you. You're a movie character. But they see, Odd Job and Charles Dance, they've punched the shit out of this poor woman, Chad. They drag her out of her car, and they're getting away. Arnold's like, I gotta stop them. And Arnold, he fucking starts jumping on all these cars, and he just fucking slips on them. And he fucking's like, he hits his fucking leg on. He's like, ow. What is that? He's like, that's pain. You can't do the same shit you did in your world, okay? And he's like, what? And he goes to like a car. He says, that's a taxi. I know how to drive these. And so he does. He's like, I need your car. He's like, I'm not going to give you my fucking car, asshole. Arnold like literally punches the fucking windshield, and he pulls out his hand. He goes, ah! This is bleeding. There's broken glass all in his fist. He says, oh my God, this is pain. But he does throw out the guy out of there, chat. He hops into the, on the driver's side, and he chases after Benedict, chap. But the thing is, like, he also starts shooting, but none of his shots hit anything. It's just like, how's this possible? How are fucking taxi cabs immune to bullets? I shoot once, and they're supposed to explode. It's like, that's not how it works here. And eventually, they end up in an alleyway, chat, where they see the car, and they have their own down the same alleyway, and they're like, okay, we're going to fucking go at each other. And the kid's like, chicken's not going to work. They're not going to do that. He's like, don't worry, it's going to fucking work. And they're driving, chat. They're heading like they're going to slam right into each other, chat, and they hit each other. And all the fucking inflatable bag comes out, and like Arnold gets concussed. He has like neck damage now. He goes, what the fuck? And the kid's like, are you okay? He's like, no, this is terrible. I am not okay. And he gets out of the car. And he's like, they're dead. And the kid's like, they might not be dead. He's like, they're dead. That's how that always happens. This is not a movie. Go ahead and check. And they go there, chat. And Charles Dance and Odd Job have vanished, chat. I don't know what happens to Odd Job. I actually don't know what happens to him in this movie. Maybe he dies at some point, but I don't remember. I don't recall seeing him again after this scene. But he's gone. And Arnold, he's just in terrible fucking pain. And he's like, all right, we got to go back to the theater, okay? And right when they turn the fucking corner, Jack Slater sees a poster of himself, and it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. He goes, what? He says, I'm sorry they had to find out this way, but in our world, Arnold Schwarzenegger plays you. And he goes, holy shit, I am a movie character. And he goes back to the movie house where they go to see Nick. And he's like, hey, Nick, I got something to tell you. And he goes, fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger's like, no, man, this is Jack Slater. And Nick, who apparently is just crazy and senile, just goes along with this. Oh, my God, the ticket was the ticket, right? And he goes, yeah, it was the magical ticket. The Houdini ticket worked, Nick. And he goes, whoa, oh, my God, I should have used it. I wasted my entire life in this projection room. Do you have the ticket? I can go see I can meet all these amazing people in film and history. Do you have it? And the kid goes, I don't have it. I don't have it. Fucking Charles Dance Bendick. He has the ticket. He goes, are you serious? He goes, yeah. And we got to get it back. What kind of destruction he could rot with it? We have no idea. And Arnold, like, we need you to get in the game, man. You need to help us. And Arnold, at this point, he's just, like, questioning his existence. He's like, nothing means anything. I don't mean anything. I'm just a fictional character. My life is just made up. Everything I do is just a plot by a group of writers or whoever, dictated by a studio and an actor. What is my, like, questioning, like, his very existence? It's like, this is kind of cool. It's very cool. He jumps to another movie. That's true, Rocket Birdie. I love the fact that this should have been the film for its entirety. Because this is like the last half hour of the film that we're in right now. The thing is, the kid should have jumped in the movie, and that should have lasted like a half hour, okay? It didn't need to be an hour long. It didn't need to be an hour and a half long, okay? That's what the movie should have been. It should have been this. And then it's him realizing, like, oh my God, like, who am I? What's my existence? That would have been so much more fun, in my opinion, chat. In my opinion, Arnold's just Pawn in Game of Life, written by nerds. Exactly. And so he's just like, he just can't believe it. And the kid goes, all right, we need to just rest a little bit. My mom is going to be fucking worried, sick about what happened. We've been gone for 24 hours. She's going to be panicking. Let's take you home. Let's get you adjusted. He goes, fuck it, why not? Ozzy, the one bitty. So the one Very Odd Parents episode with the Crimson shit. Yeah, I kind of like that. That one. We need a long version of that. That's stole from The Last Action Hero. Would have been so much better. And so eventually, Chad, we do cut to Charles Dance. And Charles Dance, every scene he's in is great. Because now he's just, I think Oddjob might have died in the scene. I think maybe he died when the cars slammed into each other. That's the only thing I can assume. And he's by himself. He's just walking around New York City. And he's just observing things. And he remembers like a prostitute coming up to him. And she's like, hey, do you like what you see? And he goes, how old are you? And she just like, oh, okay. And she runs off. She's just like, what the fuck is this? And he keeps walking because she looks underage. And he's like, well, that's not, you can't have that in a movie. You can't have an action film like My World. My World wouldn't have that. And he walks up, chat, and he sees these two guys shoot this man for his shoes. And he goes, for a pair of shoes? And he goes over to the guy, and the guy's dead. And he's just like, where are the police? Where are the sirens? And he's like, is no one gonna call the police? Because every time he would shoot his gun in the movie, chat, police sirens would sound automatically. And he's observing, he's like, oh my God. And then we cut to this garage, chat. And this is like in the middle of the night in New York City, right? It's pre-Giuliani, New York. And we see this guy who's working on a car or something. And Charles Dance, he's across the way, goes, excuse me, sir. Do you have a moment? And the guy goes, yeah, how can I help you? And he goes, I just have a theory that I wanted to test. Could you participate in my little theory here? And the guy goes, sure, man, what do you need? And he goes, just this. Pulls out his fucking gun chain and shoots him. Just shoots him dead. And he drops dead. Done. Left his corporeal form. And Charles Dance is just like standing there and going, huh. Hey, everybody, just want to let everyone know that I just murdered a man. I shot him. He is dead. Anyone want to call the police? And you hear from all the way, Jeff, from across the street, shut the fuck up. We don't care. And Charles Dance is like, oh, this is gonna be a hell of a world to live in. he's excited, Chet. He's so excited, and he's just walking around New York City because he's just like observing. Like, oh, I can get away with so much crime. Like, he's a super, like, imagine, chat, a super villain level threat, you know? A Charles Dance-esque villain in our real world. And it's like, oh, shit, he realizes, like, oh, my God, the bad guys can win here. It's a great realization on his part. Thank you, next another 5 minutes. Are New Yorkers that jaded a little bit? They got a little bit better after 9/11. If you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. Listen. If you got a Goblin Man flying around a glider, then we'll get involved, okay? We won't stand for that chicanery. And so eventually, chat, we cut back to Danny, knocks on the door of his apartment, chat. Mother's almost like, where the fuck have you been? He goes, Mom, you're right, and when you're right, you're right. But I want to let you know I made a friend. She goes, I don't give a fuck who this new friend is, okay? Get your little ass in. I was calling the police. I didn't know where you were. The school didn't know where you were. I was worried sick. And he goes, Mom. Here, I want to introduce you to someone. And fuck Arnold's like, I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger. He mispronounces Arnold's name. Like, he butchers it, chat. She goes, oh, my God. And she's like, shit, well, thank you for bringing my son back. And the kid's just exhausted. I'm going to go to sleep. So he fucking sleeps, chat. And we cut to, like, it's the morning, I guess. It's the morning. And we realize that Arnold and his mom have been talking this entire time. And Jenny, he goes over and he goes, what are you guys talking about? She's like, why didn't you tell me he was a police officer? He's like, you told you from LA? He's like, I told her I was from the LAPD visiting. And I'm on leave. And he's going, oh, God. And, like, he's noticing that his mom and Arnold are bonding. I thought this was going to be a big plot point in the movie. It's like Arnold's realizing, like, oh, shit, like, this is what I was actually missing, you know, in my life, like a family, like a real fucking family. I'm experiencing that for the first time. And you see that realization. It's like, Arnold's a good actor in this film. A lot of people hate his performance in this movie. I like it. And he's having, like, he's seeing all these new things from a fresh perspective. And, you know, he's like, you want some breakfast? And he goes, yeah, can I help you make breakfast? And she goes, sure. And they're making eggs and toast, and they're bonding, they're laughing, they're flirting. And the kid's going, what the fuck is going on? First of all, having Arnold as a dad would be fucking awesome, but Danny's against it. Doesn't like all the smooching going on. And she starts playing, like, classical music. And the kid goes, Mom, he doesn't like that. And he goes, no, I like this. What is this? It's classical music. He says, have you ever heard this before? He goes, no, but I think I like it. It's like he's getting a new lease on fucking life, Chad. Person, let me go ahead and give them respect that they goddamn deserve. Oh boy, Roy King 199. Thank you for the follow. You're my new Huckleberry. Welcome to the stream. But now, chat, we cut back to Charles Dance, and he is in a diner somewhere, and he's just circling ads for movies, everything from Dracula to Silence of the Lambs. To various horror films, like notable villain figures. He's just talking to this guy. He's like, listen, man, I wanted to bring you here to show you that the lives that we've been living have been a complete fucking lie, okay? And, you know, I think I know what we can do. I know what we can do to solve this issue, this mutual problem that we've had throughout our entire lives. And realize the person he's talking to, chat, is Sweaty Schmiegel. Because realize that with the golden ticket, with the Houdini ticket, chat, Charles Dance, Benedict, he can go into different films and take out other villains and characters from them. And Sweaty Schmiegel is like, listen, because he has the reel, too, of Jack Slater 3. And he's telling him, like, listen, I know what we can do to stop Jack Slater. And the guy's going, like, what can we do? He goes, we have to go after this man, chat. You have to go after this guy. And it's a fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger. So apparently, Benedict thinks that if he kills Arnold Schwarzenegger in the real life, that will also kill all of the characters from his films. I don't know why that's the logic he comes up with, but that's just the way it is. It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird. Oh. Osnick already, but hey, also you do have a clip of your young son on Java. Well, I'm sorry, what are you talking about, Osnick? Oh, no, we talked about that before. Yeah. That was cool. Yeah, we did. We talked about that on the Sunday service yesterday. That was awesome. Yeah. Good job just going recruit the T-1000. I forgot to mention, chat, there's a cameo appearance by the T-1000 in this movie. The kid goes, whoa, did you see that guy? That's awesome. T-1000 does make a cameo. And eventually, chat, the kid and Arnold are like, okay, we got to get going. We got to solve it. We got to somehow find Benedict. That's where we can find him. And eventually they go out and how's the situation? How did they eventually get to Benedict? I'm trying to remember, chat. I saw this movie on Reddit. Oh yeah, so they somehow figure out that, oh no, he's gonna go fucking kill Arnold Schwarzenegger, whatever. Maybe they realize, like, okay, we got to get back in that world. He's maybe gonna show up there. Let's just go there. And so eventually they come to the premiere, and we see Arnold Schwarzenegger with his now ex-wife, Maya Shriver, chat. Mrs. Shriver's there. And there Arnold's talking about, we see all these celebrity cameos, everyone from, weird. Like, Damon Wayans is there, one of the Wayans brothers. Chevy Chase is there. Tons of actors and producers and filmmakers shit. Oh, you're talking to Ace Rock. Gotcha, Austin. No problem. It's actually kind of cool. And, everyone's taking their seat and everything. And, we also have fucking the Sweaty Schmiegel. He's in there, chat. And people are thinking, oh, he's in costume like the actor who played him in Jack Slater 3. He's here too. It's like, look at you. And they're interviewing him. The guy goes, where's Arnold Schwarzenegger? He's like, he's right in there, man. You go ahead and do your thing. Go ahead and do your thing. And then the guy's agent of the actor who plays that character is like, what do you do? Why are you dressed up this way? You have another mental breakdown? Oh, jeez, every time you method act, this is what happens, okay? You stay as the character for too long. Let me take you up to the fucking private rooms. And the guy, like, takes up the private rooms. He's calling this other agents, like, listen, this guy's having a mental breakdown. You got to send the emergency services here to help him. And the guy's, while this is all happening behind the agent's back, is putting the medieval axe together, chat, and he just fucking he kills the guy. He just starts chopping up his fucking body, chat, and he steals some of his clothes, and he sneaks into the premiere. But at this point, Jack Slater Arnold, he's like, I gotta say regular Arnold Schwarzenegger. And so he jumps in there, chat, and he's like, don't move, because he sees, like, just before Shwetty Schmiegel's about to axe Arnold Schwarzenegger to death, Jack Slater starts fucking firing, and everyone freaked out. And he's running towards Shwetty Schmiegel, but then Arnold tackles Arnold, chat. So it's a battle of the Arnolds, and they're punching and wrestling. It's great. And then Arnold's like, oh, his publicity stunt. It's fine. He's like, oh, you very good lookalike. He's basically complimenting him. He's like, I have to get going. Because Shwetty Schmiegel, he escapes, chat, and he grabs Danny. He's going off, chat. Arnold's got to save him. And Arnold's just like, hey, no, listen, no, we can have you do fucking guest appearances and stuff. I mean, there's this great spot at the local mall here that would love you. And he goes, listen, Jack Slater goes, listen, Arnold, I don't like you, all right? Back the fuck off and leave me alone. And it's like, okay, that was interesting. You had Arnold telling Arnold to back the fuck off and saying, I don't like you. A little self-hate there, a little self-hate, chat. So many layers in this movie, chat, so many fucking layers. And eventually, Arnold, he goes to the rooftop, finds Shwetty Schmiegel with Danny in hand. It's just like the scene we saw before in the beginning of this movie, chat, except it was a film and this is real life. And he's telling him, he's like, back again, Arnold. Seeing this play out, but now I know so much more. Benedict opened my eyes, and I'm not going to make the same mistakes that I did before, because nothing matters. None of this matters, Arnold, or he calls him fucking Jack. And he's like, fucking throw your weapon. Throw your weapon away. He fucking throws off the rooftop. He's like, you know what? I'm going to throw my weapon off. Here you go. Here's my weapon. Woo, there it goes. Woohoo. And guess what? I'm gonna fucking throw the kid off. And he grabs the kid and he throws him off the roof. He throws Danny off the roof too. It doesn't matter. And Arnold, he's like, fuck you. And he starts running, chat. But then good old fucking Shwetty Schmiegel, he gets the ash, he throws it to Arnold, and he misses. And it cuts some wiring, chat, And while this is all going on, it's like it's downpour of rain. It looks like the end of Blade Runner. And Arnold goes, but you never planned for this. And he jumps up on the ledge, chat, on the stone ledge. Takes the exposed wire, puts it in the water, chat, and, you know, the fucking guy, fucking Shwetty Schmiegel, happened to be also standing on some metal, and he goes, and he's shocked to death, chat. He's shocked to death, and he kills over dead. That's the end of Shwetty Schmiegel. He says what most creations would say to their careers. That's fucking cool. Yeah, Darkseid, think about Maze Blade would be proud of that. Yeet, he would be. It was a good yeet, but it's okay. Because Arnold Schwarzenegger, he looks over the edge, and Danny, he's holding on for dear life. He didn't throw him that far. And Arnold pulls him up. He's like, whoo, that was exciting. But then who shows up? Fucking Charles Dance. And he goes, hello, boys. And he just starts shooting at him. And they're taking cover. It's just like, in this world, I can do anything I want. I can recruit Dracula. I can have dinner with Adolf Hitler. I can have goddamn Hannibal Lecter plan the menu of my next feast. Anything's possible. We live in a world where the bad guys can win. And he fires the gun one more time, but it clicks. And it's like, oh, shit. And also it's like, yes, but in this world, you need to learn to reload. And Charles Dance goes, oh, don't worry. I just left one of the chambers empty. This one's still full of a bullet. And he blasts Arnold Schwarzenegger, chat. And he hits him in the chest and he kills over. Arnold's like, oh, he's dying. He's down. The kid's like, no. And he goes towards fucking Benedict, chat, runs towards Benedict. And Benedict is like, he fucking, he pushes the kid away, and the kid like slams in the concrete, goes, my arm, you broke my arm. Benedict's like, I'm enjoying this. But the kid notices that on the dead body of Shwetty Schmiegel, there's another gun. And he fucking gets the gun, chat. And right before Charles Dance is reloading his bullets, monologuing. The kid throws the gun towards Arnold. Arnold picks it up, and Charles Dance is like, oh, shit. And Arnold Schwarzenegger has the best line of the movie. No sequel for you. Boom! boom, and he shoots him in his glass eye, chat, was also held an explosive, and his head fucking blows up. And that is the end of Benedict, chat. And Charles Dance is no more. He has left his corporeal form. And now, though, Arnold's dying. He has a gaping chest wound. And Danny, he gets the medical services, gets him in an ambulance, but they're saying it's going to be too late. He's not going to make it. And Charles goes, fucking stop the car! Stop the car! Also, by the way, when the explosion happens and the magic ticket falls into like a theater or whatever, or at least part of the ticket does, it falls into like in front of a theater, chat, where they're showing Death from the Seventh Seal. The Seventh Seal, where it features the character of Death, played by Ian McKellen, and that causes Death to come out of the theater, and it just starts. Ian McKellen just starts killing people by touching them, like he's just walking down the street. And he just brushes by a guy, and the guy goes, ugh, and he fucking keels over dead. And Ian McKellen notices that the ambulance is going by. And the kid, he pulls out his fucking gun and starts fucking shooting. He's like, let us out here, let us out. And they fucking drag out Arnold. He's dragging him back to the theater. Like, we gotta go. Nick, come on, help us. Get the movie going, get the movie going. He's dragging him to the theater, chat. Oh, it's like, it's too late, you can't do it. We need a ticket, because they need a ticket, though. And who shows up in the end, chat? Fucking Death himself. Ian McKellen, Magneto killing people. How fitting. I know, right? Thank you, Darksaber, for the 5 biddies. And so Magneto's walking out there, and the kid goes, no. And Death's like, listen, man, this is the way. But like in typical Ian McKellen speak, listen, this is how it has to be, okay? This is life and death. This isn't the fucking movies, man. Thank you, Casfay, for the 5 biddies. Appreciate that. It is the movie. This is real life. The kid goes, no, please, don't do it. There has to be a way. There has to be a chance to fix all this. Witness! War boys! We are war boys and girls. Mr. Humming here, thank you for the raid. No dog pooping raid. I appreciate that, man. Glad no dogs are pooping here. Welcome. Oh my God. And Mr. Humminator with the subscription. Well, 1 sub away, chat, from that cartoon roll. Thank you, guys. For those who don't know, my name is Mr. Revan7. Also go by Chris, I'm a variety streamer. I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and also play the video games, too. Currently almost finished with a spoiler review of Last Action Hero. Troy, thank you for the 200B donation. Very, very kind. You guys have been so generous to stream. Thank you. No, welcome, everybody. And so the kid's fucking begging, don't kill him. And Ian McKellen just kind of goes, all right, I won't do it. The kid goes, really? He goes, yeah. Hey, listen, you know that was only like 1/2 of a ticket, right? You threw the stub in the machine, remember? You threw it in the trash can like 24 hours ago. The kid goes, yeah, you're right. Hey, you little scamp, why don't you just go get that other half of the ticket? I'll see you later. And the kid goes, thanks, Death. And Ian McKellen just leaves the fucking theater, I guess, to go throughout the world killing people. Leaving that out there, okay. High level, yes. Last Action Hero. And the kid, he goes to the fucking garbage, dumps out all the ticket stubs, and he miraculously finds it, chat, and he brings Arnold back. He's like, Arnold, I got it. He's like, it's okay. I'm fine. I don't know if I want to go back to the world, but you got to. You could survive. You could take your experiences from this world and use them in your own. You're real to me, damn it. And Arnold looks in the eyes of this young boy, and he goes, since you said that to me, I will live again. And he drags himself, chat, and he's thrusted into his movie world, and he's back at the police station, and, you know, the kid goes, someone help, and him and Arnold, chat, him and Danny, they give one last hug, and acknowledgement, and Danny leaves. He goes back into this world, and all the medical expert, the cartoon Danny DeVito cat's there, he goes, hey, something happened to Arnold, gotta save him. And so they'll go down there, and they're checking him out, chat, and the doctor's like, oh, this is some fucking joke, it's just a flesh wound, come on. They lift him up, chat, and he's right as rain, he's doing A-okay. And he goes, the black, angry police chief, and he tells him, and he's like yelling at him, he's like, we need you back, Arnold, we need you back. And Arnold goes like, nah, man, I'm retiring from the LAPD. You know, like this whole world that we live in, man, it's not real. None of this is real, okay? We have to make what we do real, okay? We can't let the things out there dictate what we need to do. We need to make our own choices, okay? I know who you are. You could do that too, sir. And the guy's like, really? He goes, yeah. And the kid's just watching the end of the movie with fucking Nick the Projector Man, chat, and we see Arnold driving off in the distance, chat, a new adventure, a new lease on fucking life, gonna make his own choices, not dictated by the film itself, chat. He rides off and he goes, yeah, and it freeze frames, and that, my friends, is Last Action Hero. I'm gonna tell you, chat, This movie has a lot of issues, no doubt about it. Some bad dialogue, some bad acting in it, especially in especially in the first 2/3 of it. But that last half hour, 35 minutes, even 40 minutes, chat, great fucking stuff. There's a lot of imagination that went into those last 40 minutes. That's why it's like, I can't give this, like, this is not some old bullshit film, chat. I think Arnold Schwarzenegger gives a really good performance. I think he's having a lot of fun with this role. He's basically, I mean, he's making fun of himself, but also honoring his past works too. It's a fun movie. It was ahead of its time, chat. It was ahead of its time. It was just marred by, bad acting, bad dialogue, which is too bad because I could definitely see why this is a cult classic. I totally understand that. But I can also see the other way where it's like people don't like this movie because of that first hour and a half. It makes sense. But for me, chat, I had fun with this. There are things about it that I really did appreciate and like. I mean, Charles Dance is great. Arnold Schwarzenegger is great. There's some fun action, some goofy action scenes that work for me. So I would give this is a very, very high rental. It's a very high rental, chat. Like, you won't be mad if you watch this on Netflix or whatever. You pay $3 for it on Amazon Prime. It's worth it for that. Thank you, Rockaway, for the 20 biddies. Very, very kind. Stony Jack, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing very well. Jaber, can we get a crying email? You're real to me, damn it. That'd be great, yes. I love my favorite scene was the meta blockbuster scene with Stallone. Oh, that's right, I forgot about that. When they go in the video store, chat, they see in Arnold's world, Jack Slater's world, all the Arnold Schwarzenegger's roles are played by Sylvester Stallone. So instead of Arnold as the Terminator in Terminator 2 or 1, it's Sylvester Stallone as the Terminator, which is kind of fun. It's like, that's not right. He's like, no, I love the movies. It's the best work ever. It's great stuff.